Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Superbike 22, and this is the start of a Superbike online championship. I'm going to be representing myself and of course the BMW Motorrad WSBK Team. My teammate is Flavio Baldacci, of course the Italian esports rider, or if he's not esports yet, he soon will be. We've got Caspar in there and a very good friend of mine, Sergio23, both of those being channel members on the DrAce channel. If you want to be a part of that, you can do so with a link in the description down below. But this is the Superbike Championship. We're going to be using the BMW M1000RR, and we're going to start here in the testing here in Misano. Now, do ignore the fact that it does say Superpole. It's just that that's the only way we can really do a metaphorical testing here in Superbike 22. Now, of course, if you do enjoy any part of this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It does help out the channel. And with Ride 5 right on the horizon, you better believe I'm going to be covering that in a lot of detail. So, serves you well to subscribe, and it also serves me well very as much as well. So please consider that if you fancy it. But anyway, we are now starting our first lap. I'm going to try and do as many laps as I possibly can. Interesting to note that there is no tyre wear for this testing session, so I'm not going to bother trying to pit or not. If I crash, maybe I make a mistake, I'll probably try and change the tyres. But for now, no fuel, no tyre restrictions. Let's just go for it. It's Casper, goodness me. Very late upon the brakes as he goes into Caro and now into turn 14, getting really close to ZenQ-Vix, who was the one of the reasons I'm here in this championship right now. He has been basically running it all, creating everything that needs to be done. But I must give a big shout out to 100k Blade for being the man to actually recommend me for this channel and for this challenge and for this esports competition. So big thank you to him. Very much welcome the high praise in his messages and of course the invitation to this online game mode. So already in the first lap, it's a pretty solid lap, 132.261. I know I can do much better than that, but to start us off, it's not necessarily a bad thing. As a couple of riders going wide, that looks to be one of the Ducatis. I think that might have been 100k Blade. I'm not entirely sure if it was. Sergio23 might be ahead of us on circuit. He's just behind me in the lap times. In fact, he's just behind me on the circuit, as a matter of fact, because he's going to get a sector time pop-up now on the screen. There it is, and we're both not improving with this lap. Now, I will say, there's a couple of people to look out for in this one. Sergio23, of course, as we know, we've raced with him many times before in the past. We've not raced with Flavio before, and he is very, very quick. He was the quickest in our time trials that we set at the beginning, and then he is going to be rather quick here today as well. So we're going to keep an eye on him. And Rubinus, pretty 39, the Belgian, is also very fast. And there is Fadler down there in 7th. Oh, goodness me, Stradale went down there, and that has completely ruined our chances of improving. We weren't going to improve on this lap time anyway, so it's definitely not Stradale's fault. And of course, you may recognise that name from online races in the past within Ride 4. So that will be interesting to see how he copes in the race coming this week. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go for the videos, but I can guarantee it'll be once per week. We're doing the testing today, and then of course the race video will be in later on in the week. But from that point onwards, it'll be one race per week. So if you're looking forward to this this championship, then let me know in the comment section down below. Now, of course, the last championship that I took part in would have been on Ride 4 against the Aces. That was a long time ago. So I'm keen to see if I've still got it, see if I can still be competitive. Of course, it was always difficult to win on Ride 4 when you had the likes of Sacred Meerkat, but with him not being here, it does make things very interesting. But you go from being concerned about one number 29 to another one number 29. That is, of course, Flavio. There was a debate in the server between Salgriz29 and Flavio, but ultimately one of them decided to take the iconic number 29. So into the right-hand side, going into turn 9, we are 66,000th of a second down on our previous best, which of course was the 132.261. The Belgian is now ahead of the Belgian Ace, so he's up into second place there. He is 5.5 tenths per second, just adrift of me on the M1000. He's just gone down, as a matter of fact, as Sergio and Stradale both have second orange sectors. So is ZenQ-Vix as well. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Apologies if I'm not. ZenQ-Vix maybe is a better way to say it. And 100 Jan is basically 100k Blade as well. So I'll be referring to him as 100k Blade throughout the rest of this one. But now bringing on the power, Fadler has gone to the top of the timing sheets. 7 tenths quicker than what we are right now. But I would say this is the point that we start to really get the wheels in motion, start building some confidence. Just as I say that, I touch the apex and make that small mistake, but we're already within 0.4 of a second of the top spot. No sign from Flavio just yet. Not sure where he is on the circuit, but no doubt we'll see him sooner rather than later. I must give out a big shout out to Sergio23 because, of course, once again, I have a fresh helmet for this championship, and the number 47 is back on the front of the M1000RR. Of course, always in the past using the number 11 in Superbike since Axel Bassani uses 47, but it does feel good to have my iconic and very favoured number 47. Look at that, into the second split. Into Tremonto, we are 1/10 of a second personal best, so we're just closing in on the potential top spot. It's 1:31.526 to beat as we go into the right-hand side for Cavone. Be careful of touching the curbs. Deadly curbs in this game. Absolutely deadly. Someone else has gone down into the distance. Mustn't focus on them too much. Go on to the brakes and into the right-hand side. Not going to be improving, but we're going to be closer and closer. We are going to be improving, apologies, but we're not going to be improving our grid position as it stands. Now, of course, as mentioned, it's now actually a qualifying. It's all about just doing good times, and also the introduction to this brand new championship. So across the line, we are going to go within 0.2 of a second. 1:31.726, and oh, immediately Flavio has gone to the top of the picture. 1:31.458 for the esports bound player. Of course, not actually old enough yet to compete in esports, but you better believe next year he'll be there. Fadler, 0.2 of a second above me, but look at them red sectors for the man on board the Yamaha. I do believe he's on the GYTR Yamaha. I don't think it's the Pata Yamaha with bricks. I don't think so, at least, but so he's looking pretty strong already into the second split, and I think he might be just a little bit further ahead of me on track. He is about to go to Sector 3 now, as we're going to approach Sector 2. Oh, he has gone down. That's the lap time gone. Probably caught on one of the rumble strips towards the latter stage of the Grand Prix track, which, of course, all of the curbs here in Mazzano are deadly, but towards the end from Cavone into Caro, all very difficult corners to get right. So into the right-hand side, very tight to the apex for Cavone. Careful, right on cue. Just mentioned how deadly they can be, and unfortunately, that will call an end to my particular lap time. But as I mentioned, there's no tyre wear and there's no fuel to be lost here in this session. So as far as I'm concerned, let's keep on going. One of the big things I do find, I tried this with Sergio23 a couple of hours ago, and we basically spent the time together just doing a couple of laps around Mazzano, and we found the same thing. If you stay out there and just continue to pour on with the laps, you'll eventually go quicker. Keep going back into the pits, and it's not a very good experience. So into turn 1, look at that, 4 seconds down on that previous attempt, because of course we did run off the circuit. Well, that's a very strong apex going into turn 2, and now into Variante del Parco. Onto the brakes as we get alongside that white line there into turn 4. Rio, name of one of my cats, of course. Not named after the Mazzano corner, just in general. Her name is Rio, but there you go. Not the Duran Duran song. Turn 4 it is, but coming out of turn 5, looking quite probable for an improvement into La Quercia. Now for the left-hand side. Close to the apex. Could have gone a little bit tighter there. But down into 3rd position is not the end of the world, of course. Winter testing, I must reiterate. Ooh, we're only down by 1/10.5 now. Is this going to come to fruition? Are we going to be improving? And could we potentially knock Flavio off the top spot? Oh, Flavio's gone down. Apologies if you heard him raging there, or at least shouting a few Italian gestures, but unfortunately we are off the circuit again, and we will not be improving the lap time. Look at all those crashes at once there, and that must have been a big pile-up in one part of the circuit. I think, was NQ Vix in there, Sergio and Fadler? Not entirely sure, but with the last part of this lap coming to its close, we won't be improving, but it's still not a bad attempt. So into the left-hand side for Mazzano, bring on the power, getting caught on the rumble strip ever so slightly, and across the line we will go, and of course no improvement after we went off the circuit. Oh, a little bit out of shape going into turn 1. But the M1000RR still looking quite smooth around the Italian Grand Prix, actually in San Rimini, of course. Now to the right-hand side, Variante del Parco, brake when you're parallel to that white line. Onto the firm parts of the tyre. Are we going to be improving again? I certainly hope so. Back to the left-hand side. Down by 0.3 of a second. So it's not really coming together, but the most important part is its race pace. Working on those consistent lap times, not making errors, is what you need to be doing. So into La Quercia once more. Quick look at the timing on the left-hand side there. We've got a red sector for Flavio. White sectors for myself and ZenQ Vic. Stradale and 100k Blade are both on PBs. And there we go. We are 2. Orange light flashing up for the Doctor. Here on the M1000RR. It's going to be a double red sector for Flavio, as a matter of fact. But still, we might still be improving here. I want to be aiming for at least a minimum of second place. I mean, I guess top 3 is still good as well, but that's too wide into 13. Oh, the curbs in Superbike 22. It's damn near impossible to ride them on this game. It's so tough. But into the left-hand side anyway. Turn 15 it is, and hard on the brakes we go for the tight apex of 16. Not close enough. Bring on the acceleration. Let's get across the line, and let's have a look at some fresh tyres. Across the line, it is an improvement down to just 67,000th of a second. So after a very quick break, I've tried a few other tyres, but I couldn't really get on with it. Oh, goodness me. Ryder going down ahead of us there into the Mazzano corner. Now, I did try the D4, and then I tried the SC1, and then tried the D1 tyre, but ultimately, I just couldn't really find a difference. So for the time being, I'm happy to stay as we are. We're going to still continue to push, and hopefully we can improve our lap time, and hopefully we can get to second place. Now, of course, the benchmark has moved. We are 0.6 of a second down to Flavio, which is not ideal, but it's not bad. You know, when we're in range, just need to continue to push, and hopefully we can improve. So already in Sector 1, losing 0.3 of a second to my teammate. Not really where I want to be, but it's not the worst case scenario. I mean, I'm still pushing and plodding on. But into Quercia we go. Nice and tight to the apex there. Very clean to La Quercia, which is, of course, turn 8. Onto the right-hand side, we've got this very small kink of turn 9. And then for the double right-hander for Tramonto, and I've gone too deep. We were only down by 0.1 of a second there, so that could put us too close where my potential is. My potential lies around a 1:38. That's what I was doing in the normal time trials, and I think I've got a video on my channel somewhere of me doing the 1:38. But, yeah, not really in range as of yet. Nice and smooth to turn 13. This should be an improvement. On the brakes, it is an improvement to 0.4 of a second. Bring on the acceleration. Dive across into the left-hand side for turn 15. Go running across the rumble strip. You know that's not a good idea, Matt. Put onto the brakes again. Into the Mazzano corner. Nice and gentle, nice and tight. Bring on the acceleration. Still sticking within track limits. Across the line, this will be an improvement. We go to the lowest parts of the 131s. A 131.196. Just 0.2 of a second away until he has improved. He's gone up to 0.6 of a second. Flavio not too far behind him. Unfortunately, we've just lost Stradale. Not sure what's happened to him, but he is out of the session for the time being. We should have around 8 riders in this one, so maybe 9. There's either 9 or 10 riders, I do believe, in this session. Sergio's there in 4th place ahead of the other Belgian, and Caspar72. Channel member, of course, down there in 8th place for now. But as you can see, we've got some orange sectors coming in for the Estonian. So, let's see where he can go. Maybe he can snag a top 5. It's going to be right on it. Ooh, championship rival ZenQ Vix is up there now to 7th, and he's got a PB lap for himself as well. So keep an eye on that battle as we progress on this lap. Now, it doesn't look like this is going to be an improvement from myself, so probably best off looking at the other times for now. But into the right-hand side for turn 12. Deep on the brakes again for 13. There's a couple of riders down there. It's just the one. It's actually Rubenus, the other Belgian. And there is 0.4 of a second again. So we could improve here. Hopefully he'll get us into the 130s. Oh, Kaspar's there just getting off of the circuit. Thankfully didn't get onto it, but I've kind of messed my braking marker going into Mazzano. Bring on the power too early. Ah, that's a shame. I really felt like that could have been our first 1:30. I think I was paying too much attention to the outer part of the track. So this will possibly be our final 2 attempts. It's down to this. No fuel to worry about, no tyre wear, so let's just go for it now. If we crash, we crash. Let's just see what we can do. Fadler has improved his lap time. 100 Jan is now there, so 100k Blade is up to 6. He's got 2 personal bests for himself. I think those positions are still the same, but he could be challenging Rubenus 39 for 5th position. NQ Vix ended his lap, but no improvement for him as of yet. Fadler has got a PB sector going into Sector 1. He's just a little bit behind me on circuit right now. And of course there goes the subscribe button, so if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But now into the right hand side, we are still down by half a second. Fadler goes top, well at least he's top in the second split. He's not close enough to me yet, so I don't think I'm going to be in his way. You can see him on the circuit. He's probably using me as a very good reference here. I should probably bail out and not let him take that advantage, but it is what it is. And to the right-hand side, that's a bit deep for turn 13. Oh, it's not going to help. And it's not going to help Fadler behind us either. To the tightest part of the apex. This could really help Fadler now. He's right behind me, using all of my speed and slipstream into the final corner, into the Mazzano corner it is. Could this be the last time? We've got 1 more minute to attack. Oh, where's he gone? Something happened to Fadler. He's no longer challenging for that lap time. So, on the brakes, we go with them for turn 1. That's deep. Oh, that's tight. That may have just cost me any chance of improving here. We'll stay pushing. 10 laps to our name so far. So, hard on the brakes. We'll go a little bit. Oh, it's bouncing. That's not going to happen, is it? You can't fault me for trying, though. Don't let anyone ever tell you I don't try. Yeah, it's not going to happen now. Oh, it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. So there you are then, guys. That is the result of the testing. Flavio at the top with a 1:34.56. We're in second, just 7 tenths behind. Fadler second behind. Sergio 23. Rubinus 100k Blades. NQ Vix. Kaspar and Monahan 1, 2, 3, 4 with Salgs 29 finishing up in 10th place. But guys, that's it from me. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of these, be sure to make sure to subscribe, and that way you'll not miss any of the action. But thanks for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure to make this video for you. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.